Hey everybody! I just finished what is probably the rarest book in the Spinetingler series. Actually, it's probably the rarest book in my library in general. This is Saber-Toothed Tiger. This is a book that I've had for a little while now. I don't know exactly how long I've had it, but um, a good friend of mine on Instagram named 90s Kids Library actually sold me this book. And what's really funny is this book is really rare. Like, not a lot of people own it. I don't even know how many copies were made. Um, but he actually found two copies of this, and he sold me one. And I'm very thankful to have that. And I wanted to do this as this month is Thanksgiving, and I wanted to do kind of a theme where thankful for the books that I have, or something like that. And very thankful to have this one. But yeah, the story itself starts off with this kid named Alan. He is at his house. I think he's waiting on his sister to get home from a school bus, and he starts hearing voices outside. And there's this fence that separates his house from his neighbor's house named Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson is this weird. Well, I don't really think she's weird, but Allen thinks she's weird. She's this lady that loves to collect like town history stuff, and different things like that. She likes to try to show the kids, what the town's, was founded on, and different things like that. So he hears these cats on the fence talking, and they talk about like eating a kid or something. So he doesn't know what's going on. He gets scared. He reaches in his pocket and he grabs this stone, and he starts rubbing it. And the stone he got when he was a kid, and it's like some kind of like good luck charm that he's had for a while. The cats end up leaving and heading towards his neighbor's house, and he tries to go warn the neighbor, but he's also waiting for his sister to get home. But he runs over there, knocks on the door, and the teacher answers, and she's wearing a face mask, and it scares Alan. Takes off running, and he tries to get on the school bus, and he's turned down. But yeah, they sit down for dinner that night, and the mom of the family tells Alan to go invite Miss Johnson over, to eat dinner with us. So he does. He goes over, knocks on the door, and he doesn't. Nobody comes to the door. So he opens it up all the way, and he sees a bookshelf knocked over with a bunch of cat hair all over it, and the teacher's nowhere to be seen. There's cars in the yard. Her purse is sitting on the table, but he can't find her. He goes and tells his mom and dad. The whole family goes over, and yeah, nobody can seem to find her. They call the police. The police suggest that maybe she left with her sister, who went on a trip. But yeah, they're not sure. So yeah, Alan starts hearing these cats talk more, and he starts talking back to them, and different things like that happen. He doesn't know what's going on, so he says he's going to go to the library and get a book and figure out what's going on. So he leaves, and in a turn of events, he goes to a library, and he finds this book that has his name on there. And he discovers a book called Cat People. And the book about cat people basically says that there is these group of people living in this town that can turn into cats, whenever they want to, and roam around or whatever. He doesn't know what's going on. So later, like the next day or that day, Alan keeps hearing these cats talking and different things like that. So he tries to chase them off. So he gets a hatchet, and he dresses in camouflage and tries to chase these cats off. Nothing happens. The mom and dad are driving home, or either the mom, and she sees Alan running down the road with a hatchet and dressed as a guy in camouflage. So of course, she says, "All right, I gotta fix my son." Don't know what's going on. So yeah, they get home that night, and she explains more about what the book means and stuff like that. Turns out that Alan has a great grandfather, that wrote this book, and he went missing a long time ago. And she said it was very tragic. Nobody could find him. Nobody knew what was going on, and he constantly talked about these cat people stuff and different things like that. So she tells him a little bit about that, and Alan reads more in the book, and the book states that there is basically what started this was there is this group of Native Americans, and they found this panther that was wounded, and the panther gave them powers where they could turn into cats. And there's also this war going on between good cats and evil cats, and cats will try to recruit somebody every so years or something. It's it's very ridiculous. Like, I had to turn my brain off to focus on this because it was something. And it gets crazier. So one night he's at home and this cat jumps on his bed, and it's one of the cats that he's seen at the fence, and the cat is talking to him. And this cat's name is, I think, Stinky, I think. It's got like a full name or whatever, and he wants to recruit Alan to be one on his side, which is the evil side. Alan refuses, and this other cat comes in and chases off Stinky, and this other cat's name is Tak, like T-A-K, and he explains how to, transform into your cat form, which is basically you yell out a slogan and you turn into a cat. And I immediately thought of Power Rangers. I mean, there's even a Saber-Toothed Tiger Megazord thing, or Zord, or whatever, so that's immediately what I thought of, which I thought was ridiculous, but yeah. Also, the bad cats can fly and the good cats can't. There's multiple rules involved with this, like, if you're in the cat world, if you hurt something in real life, it doesn't hurt them, but, like, if you get hurt, you get hurt. If you die, you die. Like, if you eat meat or eat anything, you end up staying in your cat form, and it loses, like, a lot of energy. And yeah, the last, like, 30 pages of this is that, where you turn into a cat and prowl, or where Alan prowls through the night and fights cats. And it's just, I know it doesn't sound very interesting, but that's because it's not. But yeah, that's basically Saber-Toothed Tiger. There's not much more about this book that I can really say. Yeah, I didn't hate this book. I didn't hate it at all. I think, well, I don't want to say hated it at all. I kind of hated it a little bit. I was very mixed on it because there's some things that I like. The ending, I both loved and hated. There's like a funny thing that happens with a certain character, and then there's a tragic thing that happens with a certain character, and it gets really depressing. Like, the ending is very depressing, very sad. But yeah, I love the thing with the great grandfather. Things like that. But as far as like the beginning goes, I love the mystery surrounding Miss Johnson. I love the mystery when he found the book and it had his name on it. Thought that was really cool. The middle was very meandering. Like, there's nothing really that happens. And then the end, like towards the end, like I was on page 109 and this guy was like just turning into like, I think he went to school or something. It was just really weird. It was like, felt like it should have been closer to the climax, but it just wasn't. The pacing was absolutely terrible in this book because it started off really good, kind of fizzled around the middle, and the end was just, weird. Yeah, but that's Saber-Toothed Tiger. I mean, there's not a lot to say about this. It isn't the worst Spinetinglers book that I've read so far. But yeah, it's not a great one. I suggest if you're looking for this book, if you're a collector, go ahead and get it. But don't spend a lot on it. I mean, I know you're not probably going to get it cheap. I mean, I spent a little bit on it, like not crazy, but yeah. Saber-Toothed Tiger, I'd give it probably about a 3 out of 5 stars, but a very low 3 out of 5 stars. I was going for a 2, but I really did enjoy the ending, especially how dark it was. There's also some gore towards the end of this book too, which I thought was really good. And the mystery surrounding Miss Johnson I thought was really good. And there's a twist involving her that's really, really great. That is very... I didn't see it coming, and it was not like a scary twist. But yeah, in fact, this book isn't scary at all. It was basically just, an adventure book about turning into cats. It's like, this felt like a prequel to Animorphs or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars from me, guys. Very blessed to have this book, and that's it for me, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.